Mindfulness brings peace and inner knowledge. These Zen stories will open your mind. Richard Clarke helps you deepen your practice. Watch this video for more. Today, I will read a few Zen stories, and these are from 101 Zen stories found in the book Zen Flesh Zen Bones by Paul Reps. From his introduction, these stories were transcribed into English from a book called Collection of Sand in Stone, written late in the 13th century by the Japanese Zen teacher Muju, and from anecdotes of Zen monks taken from various books published in Japan around the turn of the last century. Zen might be called the inner art and design of the Orient. It was rooted in China by Bodhidharma, who came from India in the 6th century and was carried eastward in Japan by the 12th century. It has been described as a special teaching without scriptures, without words and letters, pointing to the mind essence of man, seeing directly into one's own nature, attaining enlightenment. Zen was known as Chan in China. The Chan Zen masters, instead of being followers of the Buddha, aspired to be his friends and to place themselves in the same responsive relationship with the universe as did Buddha and Jesus. Zen is not a sect, but an experience. The Zen habit of self-searching through meditation to realize one's true nature with disregard of formalism and insistence on self-discipline and simplicity of living won the support of the nobility and ruling classes in Japan and the profound respect of all levels of philosophical thought in the Orient. Zen carries many meanings, none of them entirely definable. If they are defined, they are not Zen. It has been said that if you have Zen in your life, you have no fear, no doubt, no unnecessary craving, no extreme emotion, neither illiberal attitudes nor egotistical actions trouble you. You serve humanity humbly, fulfilling your presence in this world with loving kindness, and observing your passing as a petal falling from a flower. It is from innumerable and actual adventures in Zen that these stories have evolved. May the reader in turn realize them in living experience today. Zen Flesh Zen Bones was the first book I read about spiritual practice. I read it when I was 22 years old after reading Hermann Hesse's book Siddhartha and becoming entranced with the image of Siddhartha late in the book as a boatman ferrying people across a river and just happily watching the river go by. When I read it, I somehow knew I should not just read it quickly like the many sci-fi books I read, but savor it and read it slowly enough to absorb each story. It took me months to read it like this, and the stories have stayed with me ever since then. In the email I send after these sessions with a video, I will include a link to these stories. and I'll read a few of these stories today and over the next weeks. This week are stories that illustrate the right attitude to take towards practice. I'll start with this story: The Moon Cannot Be Stolen. Ryakan, a Zen master, lived the simplest kind of life in a little hut at the foot of a mountain. One evening, a thief visited the hut only to discover that there was nothing in it to steal. Ryakan returned and caught him. "You may have come a long way to visit me," he told the prowler, "and you should not return empty-handed. Please take my clothes as a gift." The thief was bewildered. He took the clothes and slunk away. Ryakan sat naked, watching the moon. "Poor fellow," he mused. "I wish I could give him this beautiful moon." My note: the moon was a metaphor in Zen for your deepest, innermost self, that which does not change even as everything else does. That is what Ryakan wished he could give to the thief. Next is a parable. Buddha told a parable in a sutra. A man traveling across a field encountered a tiger. He fled, the tiger after him. Coming to a precipice, he caught hold of the root of a wild vine and swung himself over the edge. The tiger sniffed at him from above. Trembling, the man looked down to where, far below, another tiger was waiting to eat him. Only the vine sustained him. Two mice, one white and one black, little by little started to gnaw away at the vine. The man saw a luscious strawberry near him. Grasping the vine with one hand, he plucked the strawberry with the other. How sweet it tasted! My note: in mindfulness, we're instructed, fully receive whatever is experienced. Buddha goes beyond this here. He says to relish what is here before you let go of it as it passes. Mindfulness opens the door to the experience of the present moment. This is where joy is experienced. Open yourself to this joy. The next story is Open Your Own Treasure House. Daiju visited the master Baso in China. Baso asked, "What do you seek?" "Enlightenment," replied Daiju. "You have your own treasure house. Why do you search outside?" Baso asked. Daiju inquired, "Where is my treasure house?" Basu answered, "What you are asking me is your treasure house." Daiju was enlightened. Ever after, he urged his friends, "Open your own treasure house and use those treasures." My note: what we learn in mindfulness is to open our treasure house and look in. You'll find the greatest treasures are found within. You want deeper meditation, more peace, more happiness. Subscribe now to continue to find ways to get more from your meditation.